Good morning, everybody. This is Richard back at you. We got Miss Teresa on the camera. Old thumbs up there. We got Miss Annie. Always hanging out, guys. She loves it out here. We're back on the Blazer. Got the transmission in and everything turned out really nice there. We got the transmission cooler on it. Turned out really nice there. They don't like you putting transmission coolers on those things. Boy, they're tough. But anyway, we got the 233 C transfer case ready to come apart. A little small thing. Remember the 233C.
Well, that's different.
Electric speedometer, got our sensor here. We got our vacuum activation switch here that locks the front differential in. And of course we have our electric motor here.
I think that's called actuator.
What do I call it?
Activator.
It activates something and actuates something.
I mean, it sounds the same, kind of, sort of, but you know,
yeah.
I mean.
But it's a vacuum. The front differential is vacuum operated. We have a vacuum source coming down here, and it switches side to side to pull it in and out at the front axle. And then, of course, we have it's electric dial on the top in the dash. And this here basically engages it into four-wheel high and four-wheel low inside the transfer case. And then, of course, your vacuum just locks the front differential in, whether it's in high lock or low lock. So
Sure.
we got this neat little front seal right here to keep water from getting inside your slip yoke right here for your front drive shaft. Wow. It hasn't been out in a while. Like I said, this thing hasn't been apart. I can't remember how many miles it had on it. I haven't looked again. We talked about in other videos about 183, I think, or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Like I said, this gentleman here, if it bolts on, he bought it. Put it on there, believe me. I'm shocked there's not a new transfer case motor, but I understand these are $300-something, but you can see he did do the switch there. And then if this here's the copper or brass looking speedometer sensor, these things are high. And of course it's not. But if you get one that's copper all the way to the end, you're going to pay for it. Had a little bit of trash on it, but no fluid in the connector or anything, so we're good there. I don't think I brought my wrench for that little thing.
Shame on you.
Sorry about that. My wrenches are scattered. I'm sure if I brought the right one to get it off this time.
You got that out?
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at you go.
Look at that. I don't know what size it is, so I just got to guess. And my wrenches are scattered.
You had to get that out of there. They had a few problems, but he got it out.
Gotta be this one, right? Third time's a charm. This is just a ball type switch. See here, it pushes on it. You want to make sure it doesn't stick or anything like that, because if it sticks, it won't operate right. You could have it two-wheel drive and the front differential could still be locked in. If you lose your vacuum going down here, it won't pull it out of four-wheel drive, or it won't put it in four-wheel drive. So anytime you mess with these, you always want to grab your front drive shaft, because in two-wheel drive, the front drive shaft is in a neutral position. It will spin freely. So, okay, we're going to get the motor next. We have been busy, let me tell you. You can't mess up putting these on there. You can see how it's designed. The shaft is designed the exact same way. They do have an O-ring right here to keep water from getting inside this right here. So you want to make sure you check that out. Now the seal kit does not come with that O-ring. It does come with everything else, but it does not come with that O-ring right there. It'll come with your seal that goes in your shifter shaft right here and stuff. I did notice here, this is a two-way seal. It keeps transfer case fluid here, keeps transmission fluid on the other side. And if it ever goes bad, they can cross over. Very seldom does the transfer case fluid ever go into the tranny. It's always vice versa. The transmission fluid goes into the transfer case. And of course, you can see here the double seal. It's got a lip here and here. It keeps it from transferring this way. So Pretty simple. You can see here they have a little split right here to get behind there to get that out. Moved a bunch of my stuff. Of course, if you damage or anything a little bit, you can come in here and flat file that off. But you can see they make a to get it in there. See if it's hard on this side too. Oh yeah, see it just breaks off.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's solid. So we know that was happening. I didn't check the fluid level. Now you can see here, he did service it. Now I've already put this plug back in with Teflon tape. This one here hasn't been out yet. You can see he used a liquid seal of some sort. He had the tail housing off. You can see it's got a new seal. I did notice there was fluid slung on the underneath of it from the drive shaft yoke, or from this area right here. So it looks like he put a new bushing in there too. I don't know if you can see it. We're going to pop the seal out. We're going to put another new bushing in there, a new seal in there. They do make two different seals depending on what drive shaft you have. So you got a big seal, or excuse me, a big bushing, and then you have a bushing the size like a 350. This actually will go in a 350 transmission, 4L60, anything like that. See how much that moves? You have to have that snap ring. If this snap ring breaks, a lot of times if you hit the brakes really hard, this thing will try to engage in four-wheel drive. You'll hear a grinding noise if that snap ring breaks. If you're a good tech, you'll catch that. Just pull the tail housing off, put a snap ring on there, because these pieces will just be laying inside this tail housing like that. We've done that a lot for people. So you go test drive them. In town, we used to have shops come and have me test drive their vehicles because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with them. Remember that too?
I know.
It got out of hand.
It did get out of hand. Once I started saying we were going to charge a consultation fee,
yeah,
they quit coming by.
Yeah, they quit coming by, huh? That was funny. We do have a bearing here. You want to check that. Very seldom, ever you see these bearings go bad. We'll clean it up and look at it really good. So we got a really big bearing house in town, so if we need anything, we can always get it. Actually, Brandon's gone to town now to get one for his converter. Now we got a bearing that went bad. This bearing right here went bad in the converter, so we had to cut it out to get it out. But you can see what type of torque converter and stuff.
Look at all that little.
Wow. This converter is probably $3,000 or something. This same torque converter we run into a Dirty Bird, stator stuff, billet body. Well, you can see the Mustang, what it's in.
Well, we'll get a closer look here in just a minute before we go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We do a lot of crazy stuff in here, let me tell you. You got your reluctor for your speedometer. This is what this is going to be counting as it turns. Got two snap rings right here. Little thin ones too, but they're identical, so pretty simple. This is your pump, actually, right here. You know, like an engine, it has a pump. Once the motor starts, the motor's running. Oil pump is pumping. Okay. Once the motor starts, the transmission is pumping the whole time the motor's running. This pump here doesn't pump until the drive shaft starts turning. So every time you come to a stop, this thing's just sitting there. You take off, the drive shaft starts turning, the pump starts pumping, pressurizes the transfer case. Every time you come to a stop, drive shaft quits turning, pump stops. Kind of weird how they got it, but it works really good. I don't ever see any problems with it. Anytime you got two dowels in this half right here, you got a dowel here and you got a dowel over here. The dowels will have a washer. The case half, the rest of the bolts will not have a washer. Okay, the dowel. Hope everything goes good today. I'm going to be driving this thing. Okay, there's another washer and a dowel right here. Let me go get my 15 millimeter. That's on the lift. That's the most exciting thing, is getting them together and go driving them. It's when your heart starts fluttering and everything else. We got a support underneath right here that protects the transfer case from rocks or anything. And this is where it bolts onto. It's a little shield under there. Same way, you can see here they have a spot so you can pop it off. I'll pull the sleeve that in there, I guess. You got this little sets right there. Keeps the spring from wearing on this aluminum. This is your pump. This is your suction. Right there. Now you do have an O-ring right here that your overhaul kit will not come with. I don't know why they don't put this little O-ring in there. And it is a special dude, so you don't want to lose it. See how fat it is? It's really fat. So if you lose, I mean, like I said, I'll try to hunt them down, can't find them. You do have a seal right here. This one's really hard as a rock too. If this leaks right here, the pump can pump all it wants to, and it will not pump fluid through that hole. That hole is your feed to all your circuitry, okay? If this seal gets hard, all your pump pressure goes out the back right into this brazing. Lubricate your chain good, but your pressure drops in your circuitry, so that's why it comes with this little seal right here. That keeps it captured in here, okay? You can see that's your suction, and that's your pressure. Pressured up when the drive shaft turns. Take that little O-ring, put it up where you know you're going to lose it. Every time I do that, it seems like I can't find something. Makes it right. On the chain, these chains, you just don't see wear anymore. If you just take this and pull on it a little bit, that chain's tight. That's a good chain. Now, if you did that and it was hanging down here touching the case, then you know you got a problem. You do have a magnet here. Looks really clean. Got your spring. Just sets on here like that. This cups it. This is your ID for your chain. Let me see. I'm going to have to... yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull that out of there. No. I'm going to have to... I say these things are so different. We're going to get this seal out right here. And take something just to kind of grab the edge of it right there. bend it over and just slowly work around it. Hit your hand at least once. Hey, they don't make a seal puller, so you just got to do. I like to get it bent like that, and then you kind of come in here and grab it like right through there. And try to pull it out. Come on. I don't like to go against the aluminum in the seal because then you put a big gouge down the side of it here, and then it's capable of leaking. It will come out. You just got to keep working on it. There you go. But you don't want to wedge it in here. That way you scar this all up down through here. You just want to kind of go like that. Got a snap ring right here that I need to get out. Let's see which one I want to use. Not all snap rings are easy. Be tough. Come on, there we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. And then you don't want to ruin it. You don't want to just sit here and stretch it plumb out of proportion. You just want to barely get it opened up enough to get it off. Okay. Now we should be able to just grab this or this and pull it out at the same time. Come on. Of course, you got a little bit of trash on this side. There we go. Now these are the little tabs I was talking about that we're going for. Now this is our mode fork. This is what puts it in higher, our range fork that puts it in, or mode fork that puts it in four-wheel drive. And then we have our range fork here that puts it in low range or high range. I get them mixed up. I mean, it's early this morning. But these look, they're thin. But like I said, we buy the kit that comes with all new ones to put back on there. Remember our last video that we did, the tip on one of these was, totally busted off. I always like to, you see that purple that's not on the other side. So that way, I always like to put my chain right back in. Purple sticking out, okay? Now this here, a lot of the GMs, this gear comes off. And if it comes off, I don't like to lay it down on the table and put it on the opposite direction. I like to put it right back on the way it's been running. This gear's made on this shaft, so that's not going to happen. Of course, we got our synchronizer ring here, just like a standard transmission. When you go to put it into gear, this ring stops this from turning and lets it lock on. It goes back to neutral. It's a brake is what it is. Just like a standard transmission when you shift gears. You're shifting it to first gear. Say this is first. This is going to come over. This is going to touch this gear. It's going to stop this gear from turning, and it's going to lock on. Go to second gear. It's the opposite direction. Second gear setting over here. Remember exactly what size that is. I lost a socket too. I don't know what I did with it. This is our detent spring here. This is what you're not going to feel it. If you had a manual in the floor, you'd feel it go click, click, click. But this is what you're feeling right there. See this down here, Teresa? That's a little nipple there that sticks in there, and it runs on this right here. Click, 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 click. When this motor turns it to put it in whatever gear. Whenever you put this back, it doesn't come with this O-ring, so you want to seal it really good right here. But when you tighten this down right here, you got to be really careful because you will pop the end right off this thing. This is really thin right here beyond this seal down in here around this neck. So if you tighten it down too tight, it'll pop this end right off right here. And finding one of them is finding a core. So you gotta be real careful. But you gotta do that so you can get this fork out right here. Makes it a lot easier. Now this is our gear here that slides and locks it in 4-wheel low to activate this planetary right here. You want to look on these sides of these teeth right here. This thing don't ever look like it's been in 4-wheel drive. I mean, there's no shiny. There's very little shiny there, huh? See that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like it's never been in 4-wheel drive hardly. Of course, here we go back to our little tabs right here. Now, if you ever get one that's welded or busted through and it's grinded on this a little bit, you can come in here and TIG weld this up right here and cut it down and put a new tab on there. You know, I've seen them where they just grind it all the way through, all the way around. Of course, the fork is junk. But when it does go metal to metal, you want to look in here on this side and on this side because that is where the load is at, pushing this back and forth. So if that went metal to metal, you know the surface in here is going to be trash. There's really no way to clean that up, neither. Buy new gear. Which TransStar, they can get all that stuff. And then you got your... That comes out. I think it's a snapping one. Oh yeah, there's a little snapping right there. That's real tiny. I'm gonna have to get this off. Like I said, all transfer cases are different. You know, very seldom do you ever see a little snapping right there. Come on.
Excuse me.
There we go. You got this little Teflon spacer right here that holds the O-ring in. Like that. Like I say, you get this out. And this is what this was running on. Click, 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 click. Kind of squinting my eyes going, do I need to run? Check that bearing. This ring gear right here does come out, but I never took them out. If it's not hurt or anywhere, this ring gear is in good shape.
Hang on just a second. So we're back now. Go for it.
Okay, we're back now, so I'm going for it. Doctor called, so she had to answer that phone. But anyway, like I said, I don't ever take the ring gear out. It's hard to get out. It's kind of a press fit a little bit, pretty tight, but you can take it out with a snapper and get that out of there. Okay. Like I said, I don't ever do it. I look at it, just make sure that it's clean and looks good. So. Notice we have a 2-tab and we have a 2-tab down here. Some of these can come out with a 2-tab down there and a no tab up here, but you never want to put a no tab down there. You have to have 2 tabs on the bottom, and then you can have a no tabber on top. Okay, so just let you know they did come out that way. Just check these really good. This looks good. You know the ring gear looks really good. Make sure there ain't any bluing or anything like that. You want to look up in here though. If you have wear here, you've got wear here. And this is where you can have it jump out of 4-wheel low, 4-wheel high, stuff like that. So jump it. I want to look at all that really good. I said we find a lot of stuff when we get them cleaned up, don't we, Teresa?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I need to get this back together today, hopefully, so I can get it back in and go enjoy my test drive. Huh?
Exactly.
So, but anyway, I want to talk about Brenna's Mustang. Check this out.
And if for you guys that don't remember, this is our son-in-law,
Yep.
Brennan Dickinson, and 4D Motorsports. He's got the YouTube, and so this is all his stuff. You know, some of you may or may not like his videos, but you know, they're youngsters.
Yeah.
Right, Richard?
Yeah, they are.
They are.
But he's got a really nice unit that we did for him.
Yes.
We started seeing converter charge pressure issues going on, and we ended up having a bushing walk inside the stator right here. Okay, once that bushing went out, we lost converter charge pressure, or it got high. I can't remember. I didn't look at the logs, but I know they noticed it right then.
Yeah,
so,
his tuner and stuff was noticing it on the computer.
Jack, the lapse, tune.
Right.
Noticed that we're having issues. So we found that, and then of course we found this bearing right here was totally gone. I mean, it just, you couldn't get it. It was just noisy. But I had to slice it to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it, and it just popped right out with no problem. That we couldn't damage anything. So really nice. But you've seen all the welding and stuff they do.
Oh, I mean, that's some crazy stuff right there.
Mm-hmm. But this is his car. This is one bad dude, guys.
Mm-hmm.
LS motor, big old turbo. Does a lot of street racing type stuff, back street racing.
No, not back street. It's called back half.
Yeah, back half.
Because
back half on the track.
Yeah,
they race the back side.
There you go.
They start the back and go towards the starting line,
exactly.
where the track's really bad at.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, they've been doing a long time. They know what they're doing. They ended up putting a wing on the back of it.
Oh, that's not called a wing. That's called a wang.
A wang. Is that what that's called?
It's called a wang.
But let me tell you guys, that made such a difference on downforce on the back of the car. It was unreal.
But I ain't gonna lie, it's ugly. Sorry.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now we're having issues with it wheeling across the finish line because of the downforce, but now we got wheelie control. They're dealing with trying to keep the front end down. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on with these cars here to make them work when you got over 2,000 horsepower. Let me tell you guys, this car don't know what weight is at all. So pretty cool. But we thought we'd throw that in there. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got a lot of stuff to do, so we want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, push the notification bell. Go check out 4D Motorsports. Like I said, they do have a really good channel. And go check out the merch store. How's that sound? Have a great day.